Please don't leave us here, she whispered, her lips blue from the cold, her arms wrapped around two trembling children. The wind howled through the mountains like it was alive, hungry, merciless. The giant mountain man stood over them, his shadow stretching across the snow. Everyone expected him to turn away. Instead, his deep voice broke through the storm. I won't leave my family. That single sentence would change their lives forever. The road disappeared hours ago, buried beneath thick, unforgiving snow. Mara had stopped counting the minutes after her car slid off the narrow mountain path and slammed into a frozen ditch. The engine died instantly. The silence that followed was worse than the crash, heavy, final, terrifying. Her son Eli clutched her coat, his small fingers stiff with cold. Her daughter Rose tried to be brave, but her quiet sobs betrayed her fear. Night was falling fast, and the temperature was dropping even faster. Mara knew what that meant. She had grown up hearing stories about these mountains, how they didn't forgive mistakes. She screamed for help until her throat burned. No answer. Just wind. That was when she saw him. At first, she thought he was part of the mountain itself, tall, unmoving, wrapped in fur and shadow. A massive figure stepped out from between the trees, carrying firewood on one shoulder as if it weighed nothing. His beard was thick, his face scarred by years of harsh weather. He looked like a man carved from stone. Fear surged through her. She pulled the children closer. Please, she said, her voice breaking. Please don't leave us here. The man studied them in silence. His eyes were dark, deep, unreadable. Mara had seen that look before, in people who had learned not to trust the world. For a long moment, she thought he would turn away. Instead, he set the firewood down and knelt so his massive frame didn't tower over them. I won't leave my family, he said. Those words made no sense at first. Family? He didn't know them. Yet when he lifted Rose into his arms as if she weighed nothing and guided them toward a hidden trail, Mara felt something she hadn't felt in years. Safety. His cabin was tucked deep in the mountain, invisible from the road. Inside, warmth wrapped around them like a blanket. A fire roared in the hearth. Simple wooden walls held the scent of pine and smoke. The mountain man, Jonah, moved with quiet purpose, handing the children hot broth, wrapping them in thick blankets. Mara noticed things then. Extra beds. Small carved toys on a shelf. Photographs turned face down. This man had a past. As the storm raged outside, Jonah sat near the door, keeping watch, as if the mountain itself might try to take them back. Mara wanted to ask questions, but exhaustion pulled her under. That night, for the first time since losing everything, she slept without fear. But the mountain never gives without demanding something in return. And this time, it demanded a sacrifice. The storm hadn't passed. It had grown worse. Snow packed against the cabin door, and the radio crackled with broken signals. Jonah's jaw tightened as he listened. No rescue teams were coming. Not yet. The road was completely gone. Mara felt panic rise again, but Jonah's calm steadiness anchored her. We wait, he said simply. And we prepare. Over the next days, something changed. Jonah taught Eli how to split wood. He showed Rose how to track animals by their footprints in the snow. He listened, really listened, when Mara spoke about her life before everything fell apart. The job she lost. The husband who left. The feeling of always being one step away from losing it all. One night, as the fire burned low, Jonah finally told his story. Years ago, an avalanche took his wife and young son. The mountain he loved had taken everything from him. He stayed anyway, not because he had nowhere else to go, but because leaving felt like abandoning them. I promised I'd protect my family, he said, staring into the flames. I failed once. I won't fail again. That was when the truth hit Mara. He hadn't saved them by accident. He had been waiting. When the storm reached its peak, disaster struck again. The cabin roof groaned under the weight of snow. A nearby tree collapsed, blocking the only trail out. Jonah worked through the night, bleeding, exhausted, refusing to rest. At one point, Mara begged him to stop. "If you go out there again, you'll die," she cried. He looked at the children sleeping behind her. "Then I'll die keeping my promise." But he didn't die. At dawn, rescue helicopters finally cut through the clouds. Jonah guided them with a signal fire, standing tall against the storm like the mountain itself had given him its strength. When it was time to leave, Mara turned to him, tears streaming down her face. "Come with us," she said. "You don't have to be alone anymore." Jonah knelt in front of the children. Eli hugged him fiercely. Rose kissed his cheek. He stood, voice thick but steady. "I never was alone," he said. "Family finds you when you need it most." Months later, Mara returned, not as a lost soul, but as someone coming home. The cabin had fresh laughter inside it now. The photographs were turned upright. The mountain man had kept his promise. And the mountain, at last, led him. Family isn't always who you're born to. Sometimes it's who refuses to leave you behind, even when the storm says you should.